I know there's a lot of new ARMY that discovered BTS in the pandemic, and your entry point might have been Dynamite or Butter or Permission to Dance. That's just a small fraction of who BTS is. And if you discover BTS that way, you are in no way obligated to go back and go have more of an understanding. If you just want to enjoy the English song, feel free to do that. However, in my humble opinion, if you refer to yourself as ARMY and you are invested as ARMY, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't go back and learn more about who the group is before you criticize this release and say, oh, it doesn't feel like old BTS, when you are mostly referring to, oh, it doesn't feel like Dynamite or Butter, because I don't think that it should. Those songs might have met you where you were at, but I feel like Arirang is a body of work that allows you to meet BTS where they are at. Check, 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 check. Is this thing on? Check, 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 check. All right. Hello. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Arirang is out, #1 album 2 weeks in a row. And I want to talk about the production a little bit, maybe some of the writing, maybe a little bit of both. Maybe we get into some theories. All right, sorry. But whenever there's multiple producers on a song, I always like to, it's kind of fun to try to decipher who did what on the song. I don't have any inside information. I'm just going to guess. So body to body, we have the Picard brothers, Diplo, Ryan Tedder, P-Dog, okay. And on the writing side, we have Tizo Touchdown, it's interesting, Carson Spencer. We got RM, Sugar, J-Hope, Thomas Pence, that's Diplo, Ryan Tedder, Maxine Picard, Akira Evans. All right, all-star team. That's why I'm not surprised by the all-star result. So yeah, let's listen to it. Obviously, I've heard it, but I mean, whatever. We're gonna hear it and we're gonna break it down. Let's go.
What you need, Twan? What you need? I need the whole steady in the trunk. Put your phone down, let's get over the front. I got my eyes on the road in the front. The vibe is high, feet deep, the vibe is high, let the builder. Big deal from everywhere to Korea. unpacked, but not to hero. He's sitting type of dream on the people. It's speaking in real life. My dream doesn't need an agenda. Happy, from the guy wants to get a skin. I need somebody to body all of your body beside me. So tight, I mean, no inside.
Good problem.
I mean, 우리만 내 style. I mean, we're living the life. 두 눈을 감지 않은 내 밤. 솟구치는 열의 맘. Be a body, be a body, be a body. Couldn't see a body, but you read about it. I need somebody to body all of your body beside me.
this.
I need the whole city in the trunk.
All right. Another banger. So, I don't even know where to start, man. There's so many things to unpack in this record. Let me see, what is the key of this song? Okay. Very simple. So it is an F sharp minor at 120 beats per minute. Man, where we start? Okay, so Picard Brothers, I pulled up some of their other music. They had another song. A lot of their songs kind of starts with like different like little vocal pieces. Diplo also has a history of doing that. If you ever heard Elastic Heart by Sia, it's kind of got like a very similar start. Oddly enough, I think that song is also in the same key as Body to Body. And it's a very similar style bass too. It's called like a Reese bass. This was probably before a Reese bass got super popular, but it's very close to a Reese bass. Maybe I'll pop that on the screen. Here it starts with the vocals. That's a loop from a little sample. So we got that signature is already here. And then the bass with the Reese bass. Different pattern as the other bass, same key. Four notes, that's all you need. In Body to Body, we have 4 notes. Very simple patterns. They got like a lot of emotion in the melodic part, which is dope. So getting back into Body to Body, one of the main staples of this song for me is obviously you have, like I just showed you, that vocal part. Let me see. Like the whole track is built around just this little section right here. And once, like, the cool thing about production is once you have something that is like giving you any kind of groove or any kind of foundation, you know, the drums really do a lot of heavy lifting in deciding which direction the track is gonna go in. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's say we took, it's a little bit slower, but say we took like some Jersey club drums, right? So that's a drum loop that we could just play for the hell of it. I'm gonna show you how different drums take the track in different directions. Now we got house top drum. Now it's feeling like a house track, you know? just from changing the drums, right? Totally different feel. And there's something about being like just far away from home that makes you see everything just a little more clear, you know. I just got back from Seoul, watching the BTS Netflix comeback concert in real life was incredible. Once I got invited, I just knew it was something I wasn't going to pass up on. I'm a sucker for historical musical moments, and I just felt like with them coming back, it was like something I wasn't going to miss. And obviously such an amazing show, and obviously running into so many ARMY in the streets, in the city, in different places, Itaewon and Hongdae, seeing you guys running around and people coming up asking for pictures and stuff. It just reminded me of like the sleepover and why I created it in the first place. And it was always built off of connection. The sleepover was never just an event. It's a room full of people who've all decided to believe in the same thing at the same time. I created a sleepover as a safe space, a place where, you know, you could have real conversations, real laughs, show all your real best dance moves during the DJ sets, in a place where you're just not gonna be judged and where you can just show up as your true, authentic self. We spend so much time online liking and commenting and, you know, giving our opinion about stuff, but we don't spend enough time, you know, collectively touching grass. And, you know, with the Arirang tour happening, you know, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create somewhat of like a pre-party and a celebration of the boys' catalogs with the DJ sets, but also a place to have, you know, panels and have real conversations that people want to know about. Every city has its own energy, its own story, its own vibe, and the sleepover adapts to that. And so each event is going to be tailor-made for the city that we show up in. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in real time, in real life, in person, and having a great event. And if you came to the sleepover in Chicago or LA, I can't wait to see you again. And if this is gonna be your first time making it, then, you know, welcome home. See you soon. So now that you see how important the drums are just in general, let's talk about the drums in this track, because this is very, 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 very particular style, era of music. This really goes back to the mid-2000s era of Timbaland and Danger Hands when they did records like Nelly Furtado, Promiscuous Girl, the whole Justin Timberlake, Future Sex Love sounds. I mean, they had a hell of a run. That was probably like, I mean, I guess like, theoretically, I have to say Black Eyed Peas was my favorite era of pop. But my favorite era of pop coming up was definitely that Timbaland, Danger Hands era when they did all those records, the Britney Spears, Blackout, Give Me More, Madonna, 4 Minutes to Save the World. It was so many of those. So the drums here.
Trump, put your phone down, let's. I need the whole steady in the trunk. Put your phone down, let's get on the front. I got my eyes on the row in the front. The vibe is
So you have this style of drums, and you have Ryan Tedder as being somebody that is one of the producers and songwriters on the track. Now, the fun fact about Ryan Tedder that I don't know if he talks about it a lot or not, but he was signed to Timberland for a few years as a producer. That's where he actually started at. Now, he started with Timberland, so I'm not sure if he did the drums on here, Diplo, Picard Brothers, I don't know who did what. But if I had to guess, I would guess Ryan Tedder did the drums on here because it's definitely got that Timberland feel. Those could be drums that he got from Timberland, because as producers, we have years and years and years and years and years of drum sound. So if somebody is saying like, let's take it back to the early 2000s, you can just easily dip into your drums from that era and create something like this. And him being a fly on the wall for years working with Timberland, obviously he's good at that. And to take my theory one step further, this also reminds me of this drum-wise. It's a little bit slower, but it reminds me of this Tate McRae record, which ironically I think is also an F sharp minor. So Body to Body is an F sharp minor. Tate McRae, Greedy is an F sharp minor. And Sia, Elastic Heart is also in, you guessed it, F sharp minor. So, you know, producers, we be having our go-to keys, our little signature kind of things, but F sharp minor is also one of my favorite keys. Let's see. So this is the Tate McRae record. I'm gonna just play the drums from this record. I'm about to get copyright struck to hell playing all these different songs, but maybe YouTube will be nice to me. Now, if I speed these up to the same tempo as the body-to-body drums, you'll see what I mean. Let me just speed this up really quick. So a lot of similarities with those drums and the drums from Body to Body, which makes me think that Ryan Tedder did those drums. Let's see what else we got that's interesting in this track to talk about outside of the super money part, which is where they bring in an Arirang sample, which was really, really cool to hear. I'm a fan of whenever artists are able to bring their unique things that make them into their music. And just imagine like just having a whole stadium like sing out a song that's near and dear to your culture in an arena. I mean, in the stadium, it's gonna be crazy.
Put your phone down, let's get on the front. I got my eyes on the room in the front. The vibe is high, feet big blunt. The vibe is high, like the builder. Keep out to hero. He's speaking type of tree on the people. He's speaking of real life. Much more doesn't need a camera. Happen. From the guy was skin to skin.
So in this part of the verse, let's see. BT from everywhere to Korea. He's saying gun, knife, keyboard, put all of that away. Life is so short, let go of your hatred. It's big in real life. Why bother keeping up appearances? Just let it go. Hop in, come a little closer, skin to skin. So no surprise here, this song is overwhelmingly positive. I don't expect nothing less, but I will say this, and I'm reading this here. If you guys don't see me like list who else, I always tag Dulcet in her WordPress inside of my thing, because that's where I use to look at translations. But I'm gonna read what she said, because this is something that came to mind when I first saw the lyrics. But it said, a side note, I find it meaningful and comforting the way that Sugar uses the word hatred, loathing has evolved over time. In earlier work, he often turned that feeling inward, using himself as the subject or framing it as something he carried, like in the last, if the target of your hatred is me, I will step onto the guillotine for you, or as shown in Burn It, let's go back to the past days, to the times that you destroyed me, to the list I was possessed by jealousy, loathing, inferiority. But more recently, especially from the D-Day era, his perspective seems to have shifted. Hatred is no longer something he fears or embodies, but something to move beyond. In D-Day, he declares, from today, we should move past the maze and start a new beginning. And in this world covered with hatred, the lotus flower shall bloom again. And here again, he says, you should empty out hatred because life is short. That sounds like the kind of perspective that just comes with growing up and getting a little bit older. You know, you just holding on to hate. You know, it's a good way to really wreck yourself internally. So yeah, it's good to hear that on this song. Let me see.
I need somebody to body all of your body beside me. Somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you.
All right, so So I don't know who came up with what here melodically, but if I had to guess, this is a Ryan Tedder part right here. If you've ever listened to One Republic or you ever listened to any of, you know, other songs that he's written,
somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like it's so tight. I mean, no inside. I mean, 우리만의 그 style. I mean, we're living the life. 두 눈을 감지 않은 내 밤. 솟구치는 열의 맘. Be a body, be a body, be a body. You could see a body, or you read a body.
Let's see what J-Hope was talking about. Here, let me see. He said, it's so tight. I mean, the distance between you and I. Or it can be interpreted as the relationship between you and I. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. I mean, that style of our own. I mean, we live in the light. Tonight we won't shut our eyes down. The heartbeat of the nation rising up. Be about it, be about it, be about it. You can see about it, or you read about it. I need the whole stadium to jump. Yeah, it's not really it's not really lyric heavy in this song. I think this is a energy statement kind of track to start off the album. I think this is a really dope way. Like, if I didn't hear Swim, you know, or anything like that, like if this was the first thing that I heard, like I would have been completely happy with that. And that's how the listening was. Like, this is the first thing you hear. So like, after not hearing any new BTS for, you know, 4 years, 5 years, you know, this is how it came on. It's just like this epic beat, this build up, and then RM is like, what you need, twin? And it's, I need the whole stadium to jump. And I think that's gonna be super dope in concert when it's jump and all the pyrotechnics is like, shh, and everybody like, ah. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit, it's gonna be lit, it's gonna be lit. Which I can't wait to see this live. I feel like this album is gonna be an album that, if there are any doubts, I think that this album is gonna be one of those albums that performs really well in concert. I feel like this album is meant to be experienced, because I feel like sometimes when you are an artist, you want to try to say everything that you want to say, but sometimes it's your job to make people feel how you feel or how you felt in the moment of working on the song. And I think the live show is gonna be a place where they can really bring us into the world and the mindset and the mentality where they were when they made Arirang. So yeah, body to body, dope record, all-star cast, all-star lineup. You know, I mean, you can't really go wrong. I don't have any critiques for this record. Let's get to the money part of this really quick though, because that was really special. I saw the videos of like Korean people hearing this for the first time and singing along with the chant, and you know, I just imagine that felt really special to hear that represented in this record.
Somebody like you, somebody like everybody like you.
I need the whole city in the trunk.
Super cool, super cool. Dope to do things for your culture and put that feel into the music. Yeah, I don't really do like a rating per song, but I gotta say it's a 10 out of 10 record. Great way to start the album. And yeah, like, you know, some of the other songs I played too, just like for context of like how, when I'm hearing songs, I'm hearing like, I don't really listen for like, I don't know. I don't really listen to songs to try to see if I like them right away or anything like that. I listen to songs just to see how they make me feel, what colors pop into my mind, what other song it makes me think of. Not in a way where it's like, oh, this song copied that song, but like, you guys realize I'm also a DJ. So a lot of times when I'm playing songs, you know, especially when I would go spin in places, I'm always thinking of like, as a DJ, you don't stop one song to play another song. You go on a journey, you try to figure out how to blend this song into this song. So when I'm hearing songs, I'm hearing colors, moods, I'm hearing keys, I'm hearing relative keys. Like these are all the different things that I'm hearing. So like, even hearing this song, like I know for sure that, like I just pulled Just One Day in here. Just One Day is also an F sharp minor as well. It has a borrowed chord because it's got the R&B kind of feel to it too, but it would be very easy to have RM's verse over the drums from Just One Day sped up.
Put your phone down, let's get on the front. You got my eyes in the room in the front. The vibe is high, feet big blunt. The vibe is high, left the builder. Big clear, from Africa to Korea. Unpacked, bugged out to Cuba. Here's the 작은 청년 paper. You speak in real life. 마지막 따라 내가 다
I mean, it sounds crazy because the BPMs are vastly different. Just One Day is like around 95 and this is like 120 BPMs. So it's very different speed-wise, but you hear like the relationship between the musical notes. They work together. There's no clashing in there because they're both an F sharp minor. So a lot of Just One Day would work over body to body and vice versa. I could grab the bass line from there and move it around and do different things like that. So when I'm DJing, that's also something that I listen for. That's something that I do when I'm putting that together. So yeah, dope record. It was dope to see the producers and try to figure out, backtrack. I mean, I want to ask Ted. It's not really like between producers, like trying to like claim like the parts that you do individually, because it can kind of take away from what somebody else added to the record. But these are my guesses about who did what on the song. And as far as the writing, like the body to body, I don't know if that's where Tizo Touchdown came in or if he came in on any of the rap line parts. I'm not sure. I know rap line typically writes their raps, but you know, there could be a line here and there, especially like in a writing camp scenario. It's like, you know, it's not often like a room full of people. You might have like, say like you have a couple writers and producers and maybe like 2 members at a time, 3 members or whatever. Because if you have 7 people plus writers, producers, that's chaos just waiting to happen. It's very difficult because there's just so many ideas coming at you. And for the artist being involved in the writing camp, it's also like a lot for them because you have everybody is like, what happens in the writing camp is like, you're still trying to write a good song, a great song, right? So this is still on the forefront of your mind, but also everybody is trying to just come up with like a really cool, really dope line. Like you're trying to like give a line that's gonna make the artist be like, oh yeah, that's dope. So that's a recipe for like, it's a very thin line between having like really dope songs, dope things like that, and then it's very easy to have a moment where you might have a line that's like super cheesy because somebody kind of threw it out there and it sounds good in the moment and you might use it, but then later it might come across like, oh, that was a little bit cheesy, whatever the case may be. So those are some of the things that we'll listen for as we get deeper into the album. But I wanted to just kind of start off with Body to Body, get into the elements, dope, the re-space with a little vocal chop melody. And the drums, man, shout out to Timbaland. You know, I know he's been a little controversial with some of his weird AI takes, but can't take away from what he did in the past and everything he contributed to the game. But these are very, very much like Timbaland coded early 2000s pop drums. And this track, everything about this track worked really well together. All right, next track, we are going to Hooligan, right? Track 2, right? All right, yeah, let's get into Hooligan. All right, I just finished recording a couple things and lo and behold, Hooligan just dropped and the camera's on. So yeah, this just dropped 23 minutes ago. So I figured I might as well, you know, let's see. Let me just also play here too.
Watch this beat go, we hooligan. We pop out, we acting a hooligan. Hooligan. Watch this beat go, we hooligan.
That boy fresh.
Watch this beat go, we hooligan.
Man, I'm about to fuse. 동제보는 머리춤 뛰어 미친 놈이들 Me everywhere, Ursu. Somebody move, somebody move. 다들 모여 하나 둘. I can never ever choose. Every one of you amuse. Crowd looking like a campus. Beat drop, bring them dancing.
Watch this beat go,
that's hard.
Beat pop out, we acting a hooligan. Hooligan. Watch this beat go, we hooligan.
Run in space and stop it
That scene is hard.
Hooligan. Watch this beat go, we hooligan. I go crazy, don't go sing me. Like it cool, Gucci, man, I never 알잖아.
Man, these visuals.
Like hooligan, 때려 부셔 like hooligan. 시간 됐으니 좀 비켜 좀 막걸리. 이상 no.
These visuals are crazy, bro. Not the, come on, with the people floating.
Take you out, what's the future?
This is so good.
Make it unforgettable. Watch this beat going hooligan. We pop out, we acting on hooligan. Hooligan. Watch this beat going hooligan.
Yeah, we the mess, gonna get a bigger mop, yeah. This a cake, gotta get a better pop, yeah. You gon' hear this one playing round the clock, yeah. round the clock, 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 clock.
Why this bassline slapping so rude? Dropping lower than chopped and screwed.
Hooligan, watch this bit going hooligan.
Hannah Lux Davis. Shouts out to Hannah Lux Davis. That was tough. It's probably the most unique beat, in my opinion, on the album, which is dope. Let's play the sample real quick. One of the things about K-pop too that I'm glad to see groups are starting to do it a little more. I know Girl Set is, I think they have Americans in their group, but they just did a Flip of Week by SWV. I know Suga did Man's World, but I really like reintroducing like these songs. Like this song is by Michelle Magny, Yang Si Kyung from 1962. You know what I mean? Like taking something from 1962 and making it brand new for people is super dope. What is this guy doing? All right. Oh, this sample is dope. There's so many parts in here. Here comes the part right here. So that's really cool. That's a super dope sample flip. I mean, this video, I don't really have much of a breakdown for it yet, but this video has some crazy shots. The styling since they've come back has been really dope. The choreo has been really dope. I wish you guys could see what's going on right now, but I can't just dox myself. It's just too noticeable. Anyways, yeah, the video has some really, really fire parts. I gotta say too, man, it's probably gonna be too hot to rock this in Vegas, but I would love to DJ with this ski mask on that Jim puts on at the beginning of this video. Tough. Like I said, they've been killing all the, come on, Jungkook, he looks amazing. The styling has been so dope. And then I saw one of the companies that was doing the styling, at least for the Netflix comeback, was Songzio. And it's crazy, one of my first days in camp, shouts out to my little G Soul kid, she was wearing this red Batman hoodie. And I was like, what brand is that? It's fire. And she said, Songzio. She gave it to me, and then literally 4 or 5 days later, I saw that they did the styling for the comeback concert. So they definitely know what they're doing. I want to get some of their stuff real soon. But yeah, man, shouts out to the director of this video. I wanted to see some of their other works. Hannah Lux Davis. Shouts out to the women directors, the women creatives. 39 from Washington, doing her thing. See what else she's done. I mean, I see a lot of videos that I noticed. Just did Agora Hills for Doja. She did Thank You Next for Ari. Oh yeah, okay. She ain't no rookie to the game, and you can tell that she has put in her 10,000 hours plus, because all the Charlie XCX videos are always At least creative, if nothing else. Yeah, Hannah Lux Davis, Halsey. Okay. She does a lot of stuff with Doja Cat. Say So video was good. Yeah, shouts out to Hannah Lux Davis. She did her thing on there. So yeah, Hooligan just dropped. Make sure y'all go check that out. Run them numbers up. It's not like y'all need me to tell y'all to do that, but all right. I guess moving on to track number 3, Alien. Let's get into it.